Well, welcome to you all as we continue the Dungeons and Doggies review, the playtest review. You will recall that we went through the opening, the fact that by the race, right? Oh, white cheddar. Oh, good stuff, Dark Wolf. Nom 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 nom. That there is a dog base race. And then you get to choose if you are a woofer, a doggo, or a pupper. In so much that you're a large dog, a medium dog, or a small dog. Oh, you know what, Dark Wolf? Diadems brings up a very good point. Do you have enough white cheddar popcorn for the rest of us? Also, for your all's consideration, I've put it I put it up in our super secret chat for behind the scenes stuff. But I would like your opinion, as on Tuesday one of our characters died, very unfortunate, though because of hashtag reasons and not just a DM that felt bad or a MacGuffin or a Deus Ex Machina. He came back as a vampire, and in so doing, I was going over what is going to change with his character because of this. And there is an innate spell I wanted to give him. And so I would like your all's feedback on that spell as well. And so what I'll do is I'll put a little flash up for you all. Actually, you know what? Maybe I can just move it from our chat into the public arena, as we've had a bit of a discussion on it so far. And Coffee Cat has given some good advice on it as well. And so I will do it. I'll probably do it for part 3 because I don't want to distract from Dungeons and Doggos. But I'll throw this in the workshop if you all want to take a look at it. Almost as a bit of a fun extension from our DMG week last week, right? Also, as residual fallout from the Tuesday campaign, which, by the way, Maddie presents here. If you want a recap of what happened, then you can come here and get sort of a quick rundown of things, and then I post the YouTube links up here. Hey, Derek. It'll make it harder for you to run away. Well, no, it won't hamper your ability to run away. It's just that if he uses it, he might be able to see you, even if you're hiding. But based on the events that occurred in the session, I went and made some character art. See, I'm not really good myself with drawing, but you give me a cheap and easy photo editor, and here we go. So we have an inanimate object, in this case a ladder, telling Celine that she is in fact a potato elf. Nice to see you, Derek. And in a sense of fairness, and by the way, the rest of your all's art here, awesome stuff. And I thank you for weathering the puns about your charcoal drawing, killer sense of humor. This is Dark Wolf's character, by the way, on Tuesday. And oh man, I love your all's work. Here we have Derek's character, Jade, who has a bug in her mouth. And here is Bright, Fluffy Sheep's character. Now, Dark Wolf and Coffee Cat, I don't know if you're here. You will get a fun photo edit at some point in time, but we got to role play with you a little bit more to really start getting a feel for you. Diadems, I am with you, man. I would love to as well. It just takes practice, Killer, and it's the practice isn't the problem. It's sometimes just finding the time in order to practice. You know, to be able to just sit down and start doing it. I don't mind if it looks crummy. I'm not judging myself on that. It's just having the availability. Bro Pliers back. So, anyway, lots of fun stuff here. Thank you all for sharing your time and talent. And also, by the way, bing, bing, bing. Some of you all are making awesome YouTube videos. Give them a look. Get some advice and give them feedback, too. Alright, anyway, we'll put that away. Yeah, we have some fun RP memes too, Bro Plier. So, in addition, so you have your race, you have your sub-race, kind of, and then there's a third part, in so much that you have these different feats. Then, in order to supposedly give you more of a doggo feel for the classes, there are class options that you could take when you would normally take a feat. You know, Derek last night did make a point that not all of these necessarily felt like they made you a dog character, right? There are things that you could do, and some of them are very overpowered, and some of them are underpowered. So this is playtest. This is Alpha 1.0. So I'm not dogging. I know that was lame. So I'm not dogging on the creators. It is a test document, but we got to put it to the test. Let's have these discussions. And where we left off was the custom background for playing a dog character. Dark Wolf, I just realized I forgot to give myself a small tiny pet fruit. Oh, because you're an urchin? Yeah, if you don't want a mouse and you want something else that's kind of equivalent, that's fine. Trust the flump, I can't draw this. Oh, so you weren't the one who drew the flump for the Rakshasa or Bartholomew over in D&D time? Ooh, there you go. That could be interesting, Dark Wolf. Oh, okay, it was you. All right. I like it. I think that those characters as mascots, the struggle's real, brother. I think they do your channel justice. And admittedly, I took inspiration. I said, you know what? I like what those guys are doing at D&D time. I think it helps make a channel identity. It gives you some rally points for the community. And so I have commissioned some of the artists in the channel a little while ago to come up with some concepts for mascots for this channel. And actually, when we take our break, you can see one version of the mascots that was included with the art for the break screen. How did you get soup hands? Oh, well, hopefully you didn't get burned, Bro Plier. Alright, let's check out this background. Oh, you have started on the Dragon Girl? Awesome. You are a self-aware, fully sentient member of a species, usually only recognized as possessing animal-level intelligence. How did such a thing occur? By the way, I guess this could be a crab also, right? Some animals are, or a cricket, as Bright has encountered on Tuesday. Some animals are exposed to arcane or divine elements that change them. Some may have been deliberately altered or experimented upon, whilst others may simply have been born different. I'd use my healing words, but I have no magical powers. I think heal. Soup Hands is an amazing name for a custom monster. Hey, Memory Lapse, just curious, did you take a look? I haven't had the chance yet, Memory Lapse. I'm not saying that to just put it off. I do want to look at the link that you sent me and to delve into it. Unless it's on a Sunday or a Monday, it can be difficult for me to delve into research projects like that. Because my evenings are spent with you, and I don't say that with any sort of regret. 5 of my 7 evenings are spent with you, and I spend a good portion of my otherwise awake time with you. Because usually after I sign off, we'll host someone, linger around, we'll talk and such, and then I might do a couple things around the house, or sometimes I just go to sleep right after after the broadcast. And then during the day, I have business stuff and family stuff that I got to take care of. So I'm not giving you the runaround, I promise. It's just my extra time it can be limited unless it's on a Sunday or a Monday when I'm not getting ready to broadcast for the show, or I have my evenings actually open. Soup Hands is just a soupy water weird. Yes, bad luck. We're gonna finish reviewing the document, and then we're gonna make a doggo character or two tonight. Yeah, I appreciate it, Memory. I don't want any of you to think that you can't approach me with a request of some kind. You can, and I love it, because I can't be aware of everything that happens. I'm reliant upon you. Like, that's what has this be such a wonderful mutual relationship that we share as broadcaster and as audience member, as community member. Because I can't do everything, and I certainly don't know everything. And so you all help, you inspire, you encourage, you empower. You help me keep this going. And that creates a mutually beneficial relationship that we can share in. Hey, AP, good to see you. I'm sorry you didn't get that raffle last night. But hey, who knows what'll happen tonight, right? There are more minis to crack open. Alright, so you are a self-aware animal. Regardless of the exact circumstances of your awakening, you have determined that the life of a mute companion and pet is not for you. Hey, there's a notification. Follow me if you want to live. Do it now. The one place in this world where the unique and extraordinary have a chance to realize their ambition and seek powers is the path of adventure, compelling you out into the wider world. You still retain a deeply held desire to be of use and benefit to those around you. Now, equipped with a perspective on the world few of your kind ever possess, you have set your paws on an incredible journey. You will follow in the footsteps of Milo and Otis. Yeah, go ahead, Memory Lapse. Please do. Hey, Pouty Lips. Your miniature, Pouty Lips, your miniature should be in the mail tomorrow. Alright, skill proficiencies with this background. Insight and Persuasion. Languages, it will give you any one. Equipment. An object relating to your awakening, such as the worn scroll, you slept under as a puppy, or a locket with the image of the family you were born to. A well-chewed toy, 1d6 gold pieces of scrounged valuables. Feature: a friend by every fireside. You can use the vast and often unregarded population of dogs that is found throughout society to your advantage. You are always aware of the local canine population and can seek information about the locality and goings-on from the many dogs you encounter. By sniffing popular places and scents, you can learn instantly limited information about a place, such as quality of water and food supplies, population levels, general mood, and atmosphere. Furthermore, you can usually find a friendly local dog who can help you seek safe and welcoming accommodation, food, and shelter. So now we start getting from pure fluff into the bridge, which is what a background provides, of mechanics. Now, this is thematic to dogs. Would you find this... So it's saying you get kind of a free streetwise. I know that's not a skill in 5th edition. But it gives you information. It's like a combined investigation and insight. Do you feel it's too strong? It's not strong enough? Is it worded well? What's your input on that? Bro-Plier, can we make a wise old wizard doggo near the end of the stream? We'll see. I want to use the random character creation process before we do any purposeful doggo creation. Suggested personality traits. Dogs, awakened or otherwise, are shaped by their history of development alongside the sentient races and companions, as companions and allies. Your personality is likely to reflect this history, and your ideals will tend towards selflessness and the maintaining the welfare of those you see as your pack, as well as an instinctive desire to aid and comfort. Your bonds are often people or favorite objects that have great value and meaning. Your flaws may be related to being overprotective to the point of jealousy, or a deeply buried resentment at the way dogs have been treated by some unsavory aspects of society, which conflicts with your other drives and emotions. Here are recommended D8 personality traits. And hey, if you're I have cats. Not that I can't fathom dogs, but if you're a dog owner, maybe some of these personality traits are ones you say, oh, yep, totally, I've had a dog like that, or my neighbor does, or etc. and so forth. 1. I tend to the dramatic. As a creature of impulse, I have few middle gears and often narrate my circumstances with great flair and florid expression. 2. I dislike conflict and try to be a calming mediator, seeking common ground in conflict. 3. I have a tendency to diffuse tension and with humor and love doing silly tricks to make people like me. 4. When in a new place, I have a need to establish my ownership. And I imagine that's by that's either by lifting a leg, scraping a butt, or humping a leg. Oh, jeez. Imagine that as your PC. Oh, yeah. You know that, whatever, you know, we can call the dog, we'll say Cookie, because Bro-Plier brought up Cookie, he's never met a leg he can't hump. 5. I'm the one who charges into every situation with gusto, rarely stopping to think about consequences. 6. I get bored easily if I'm not the center of attention. 7. I love to play more than anything, be it racing around with children or more cerebral fare. 8. I'm constantly delighted by fooling people into thinking I'm a normal dog, and I'm not against using this to my advantage. Trust-a-Flump, at least these personality traits are pretty applicable. Yes. All of them are resounding even to a cat guy. as very dog personalities. Bro Player, your Doge is a level 14 rogue in your eyes. And Memory Lapse, thank you for sharing that link too. That's something Memory Lapse had sent to me as a, hey, maybe we could review it and go over it. He seems to like that system, and I do look forward to looking through it. Bro Player number 7 is your Doge. Ideals. Selflessness. I believe in self-sacrifice and unhesitating action to improve the lives of others. Now, not that these can't be ideals. You in the PHB, actually, if we go over to chapter 4 here. They usually do have a, chaotic, lawful, good, etc. And I don't think that there's not really an order, but it gives a suggestion. Something doesn't have to be chaotic or force you to be chaotic, but that would be something else to bring up, is that it would suggest a trend toward a particular alignment. And then, of course, an alignment is a trend in your personality. It is usually, how I view it is, it's how you express yourself as your character. You may come across, you may actually have, a bleeding heart and want to help all the orphans and the children and whatever, and the poor doggos. But there are circumstances that you have to be austere, you have to be above everyone. And so your alignment might be lawful evil, in that you have to act selfishly and above others, and, tell people no and be very reserved. Yet you may have the most, chaotic good thoughts, but still, if you're only expressing yourself in this fashion, anyway, that's a whole other discussion. Alright, so we have selflessness aid. My skills are a gift to the world, and I must assist in endeavors where I can be of use. Family. Nothing is more important than the people we love. I do anything to keep family together. Comfort. I cannot stand to see a creature in pain, and will act within my power to provide succor and lift spirits. 5. Knowledge. I have a unique gift and perspective, and I must share that and further my knowledge of the world so maybe more like me can follow. Change. My enhanced understanding of the world shows me many injustices. I have a deep desire to enact change within the world order, one day at a time. Oh, pardon me. Bonds. The magical writings of my lost master give me this gift. Now I bear them to the place they must be laid. The one who did this to me did not expect me to escape, but my return will be even more shocking. 3. When the one who made me this way set off on their long quest, they were ignorant of what they had given me. I will find them, and together we will achieve greatness. 4. I made a promise that the child I knew as a pup would always be safe. I work towards that still. 5. This object may look like junk, but it is the last tie to a lost past. One day I will return to that past world. 6. There are others like me, for I am their kin. I will seek them out no matter what. On first blush, a couple of these sounded kind of redundant, maybe taking a slightly different focus. Bonds elsewhere in the PHB tend to be very different. Giving, if your character's standing in the middle, it gives you 6 different directions you can look outward. So they may be similar on some borders, but it is its own direction. And flaws. I cannot escape the loneliness I feel as a singular intelligence among animals, and long to meet another like myself. That can, if you think about it, that if you're a self-aware dog and you say, well, I'm the only one. I mean, there's no one else. I am the only one. That can consume your thoughts. That can make you a morose pupper. I think that's a very powerful flaw. Deep down, I am angry at the way my species is treated, and I'm easily offended by condescending attitudes or perceived cruelties. I think that's also compelling. 3. I fear losing my companions, and so I can react to strangers with mistrust and even aggression. Another good one. 4. I regard myself as a superior version of my kind, and I am prone to forcing non-sentient dogs into submission. 5. I never let go of my basic instincts and can be the cause of social awkwardness with my canine behavior. 6. My willingness to trust and follow people, even strangers, means I am easily led into compromising scenarios. I like those flaws. I think those are compelling, and I think you can make, those can be very good milestones against which you could measure your character as a sentient doggo. All right, now, this is the companion domain. So this is what they're proposing as another cleric domain that you could take up. Dogs that find their way into the worship of deities usually do so out of a desire to protect and aid others. Consequently, they are drawn to pantheons whose ethos is one of protection, friendship, and family. Hey, Virtuous Overlord, welcome. It's good to have you back. We're discussing being doggos in Dungeons and Dragons. For such dogs, being stalwart friends and faithful companions is more than a cause. It is a calling from a higher realm. Some dogs who follow this path imagine canine deities sitting at the sides of the principal gods. An example of such deities is the Good Mother, the principal focus or the principal locus of awakened canine faith and belief. But could a humanoid take the companion domain? Being a doggo is great. Well, hey, Dark Wolf, you would know. I imagine, being with what you see here, it's almost like the life. It's a bit of a blend of the life. Here, we'll actually go to clerics, so we can compare it in real time. I am an overlord. All manner of beasts and monsters have a calling in my kingdom. Beasts, even. Alright, companionship domain spells. Guiding Bolt and Healing Word. Beacon of Hope. And Mass Healing Word. So Beacon of Hope is given at 5th level to life. Is that at a wrong level then? So let's see. You'd get 2nd level. So is Beacon of Hope a 3rd level spell or a 2nd level spell? Let's take a look. Beacon of Hope is a 3rd level abjuration. Alright, so that would be... You'd be getting it early, and I don't think that would be wise to do. I mean, because technically you wouldn't have a 3rd level slot to cast it through, but... Let's check out Mass Healing Word. Also 3rd level. Alright, Guiding Bolt and Healing Word are there. Um... I wonder if they mistook the level of spell for a character level? So that's a 5th level abjuration. Means those spells when you reach those spell slots instead. If so, that's definitely different because all of the other domains are based on your cleric level, not your spell slot level. So that would be something else to bring up too. Unless I'm confusing something. Am I? I don't know if I am. Because Beacon of Hope is a 5th level... Wait, hang on. Let me double check. Why am I getting myself confused? Beacon of Hope. Third level Abjuration. So you would get that at 5th level if you're a full spellcaster. Right? Because 1 and 2... 3 and 4, 5 and 6. So yeah, these are spell slot levels, I guess. But the way that the domain is listed is by cleric level, which is, I guess, the same thing but different. I guess what that would really indicate is for multi-classing purposes. Because otherwise, unless they meant it to be that way, I guess you could splash in... You could splash in 1 level of Doggo Cleric of this domain, and then go something else. And then because you know the other class will open up spell slots, should we just presume that you get those as domain spells? So I think that's why they're tying it to cleric level in the PHB. Which would be a big balancing thing here. I don't know if Gaius would work very well, though. Like, if you're a dog and you tend to follow or protect, giving... That just seems to be more commanding yourself. And especially because there's a punishment there's a punishment part of the Gaius spell. I don't know if that one would be appropriate for the fluff they're going for. Huge issue with these spell options. Why are all these spells cleric spells? One of the best things about domain spells is you get cool new spells. Yeah, it does open up some. And I think that we could find them. I mean, from how it sounds, maybe we should look at the Bard spell list, right? Because otherwise, it's just freeing up your ability to cast other cleric spells. I do agree, Trustaflumph. So, yeah, so the spell selection... the spell selection is... And especially because it does have a redundancy with the life domain, I think, in some big ways. But also, the way that it's presented by spell slot and not by cleric level is a big issue as well. Yeah, or paladin spells. Yeah, you're right, Dark Wolf. In fact, you know what? That's a good point. Maybe something like Compelled Duel would be very interesting, right? You bark and try and get the attention of someone who's threatening a friend. I think that could come in handy. You know, maybe a smite of some kind that, you know, manifests as some big old crunch from your muzzle. Or Paladin, you know, Paladin might work even better than Bard. Reminding me of spells, I still have to build a custom spell list later. Oh, is that for... Virtuous, you were working on a new class, if I recall correctly. Yes? Aspect of the Amicable. When you choose this domain at level 1, you gain the ability to cast the spell Charm Person an additional time per short rest. You also gain proficiency in Persuasion. Ah, yes, the Faithbound. Alright. Now, what this is referring to, as a race, it is giving you a once per long rest Charm Person cast. Channel Divinity, Invoke Companionship. Starting at 2nd level, you can use your Channel Divinity to reaffirm your allies' bonds and lift their spirits. As an action, you present your holy symbol and evoke a positive energy, which can heal and inspire your allies. Choose any number of creatures within 30 feet. Each creature affected may roll 1 hit die and heal hit points equal to the number rolled. I almost want to put a rider on that, where it should be, maybe a number of creatures up to your charisma or your wisdom modifier that can see and hear you. Otherwise, so if we're talking a radius, this dog can walk out onto a battlefield that's littered with people who are dying and blow this spell, and everyone in a 60-foot diameter, I mean, we call it a circle, but look, I think most of us use squares. So everyone in a 60-foot square can then just stand up with 1 hit die. I don't know, does that seem too powerful? Proficiency modifier would be a good one. Well, that would scale, wouldn't it? Virtuous. Interesting, yeah. Or you could choose Channel Divinity, Lifted Spirits. At 6th level, you can inspire... Oh, actually, let's compare this, by the way. Let's go to Cleric. So they do get a 2, 6, 8, 17. 2, 6, 8... Okay, so they stuck to that. That's good. At 6th level, you can inspire an ally to face down impossible odds and press on in the face of adversity. As an action, you present your holy symbol and nominate 1 creature within 30 feet. It gains advantage on a saving throw type of your choosing and resistance to a damage type of your choosing. The effect lasts for 1 minute. That could... Ooh. Especially if you combine that if there's a paladin in the group. That could make someone very difficult to kill in combat. If you choose an advantage to a resistance, that means you could give a character that has 2 normally, effectively 3 proficiencies. Or you could make a like a super, if they already have proficiency in dex saves, and then you give them advantage for a minute, which let's be honest, a minute is 90% of combats you're going to run are going to happen within a minute. It gains advantage on a saving throw. So yeah, if it's very dex based or whatnot, and resistance. So if you are running a I don't know, like a fire monster that does a bunch of like fireballs. Not only are you giving them advantage, the single creature advantage on dex saves, but also resistance to fire. And you could do this twice until you get to a higher level, then it's 3 times. Thank you for the continued resources, Memory Lapse. I appreciate it. Yeah, 5 to 6 rounds. I mean, having something go to a minute, that's an evening in many cases. Actually, for Curse of Strahd tonight, we went 10 rounds, and that was 3 hours. It was fun. I'm not saying that to complain. Ooh, Curse of Strahd tonight. Don't spoil the story of Curse of Strahd for yourself by looking in the DM diary, but this has been a very, very interesting run of this mod. Anyway, moving on. Divine Strike. At 8th level, you gain the ability to infuse your weapon strikes with a combined strength of your allies. Once in each of your turns, when you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can cause the attack to deal an additional 1d8 bludgeoning damage. When you reach 14th level, the extra damage increases to 2d8. Just typing it to bludgeoning damage, especially if it's called Divine Strike, comes across as kind of awkward. Why wouldn't this be Radiant, I guess? Or why wouldn't this be Psychic, right? If you want to talk about stirring emotions or friendship or things like that. This could be a rather psychic divine, a psychic divine option. So that could be cool. I don't know offhand if the damage scales in some appropriate fashion. Maybe they base it on Divine Strike is from Tempest Domain. Although they just call it a bludgeoning damage. I don't mind that they took Divine Strike from Tempest Domain. It's fine. Use what's in the PHB as a guideline. It just, I guess it doesn't make sense to call it bludgeoning and not even have it be, like, magical or something like that. Yeah, I was looking at where they got the 1d8 or 2d8, and I found it that it's, that they base it here off of Divine Strike out of Tempest Domain. And a friend to all. At 17th level, you're infused with a divine aura of friendship and camaraderie. Any creature that wishes to target you with a hostile action or attack must succeed on a wisdom saving throw against your spell DC. If it fails, it must select an alternative target or lose the action. 17th level is technically epic level in 5th edition. 17 to 20 is a hero of the world tier play. Any creature that wishes to target you with a hostile action or attack. Hmm. I don't know if that's based on something, or it sounds like it's just like it's a sanctuary spell. You ward a creature within range against attack until the spell ends. Any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or a harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. This spell doesn't protect the warded creature from area effects, such as the explosion of a fireball. If the warded creature makes an attack or casts a spell that affects an enemy creature, the spell ends. Yeah, it's Sanctuary as a class ability. I don't like that it doesn't have to be reset on a rest, because, yeah, it is very powerful. Because this says any creature that wishes to target with a hostile action or attack, which is kind of redundant. Hostile action could be an attack or casting a spell or whatnot. As well, in saying hostile instead of harmful, we might be splitting hairs, but I could consider something hostile that's not necessarily hostile. But harmful, I think, has a little bit more concrete effect. Oh, virtuous, yeah. It's just some, like, protective bubble. Like, you want those clerics on an escort mission. Yeah, it wouldn't work against, I guess, natural hazards or traps. Or AoE effects, which is something that this description misses as well. With Sanctuary, it specifically says, look, buddy, AoEs don't count. Here, presumably, if you're caught in an AoE, then you would get this ability, even at 17. Yeah, someone could cast a charm spell on you in a non-hostile manner. I agree, Dark Wolf. Which is why I think using harmful would be more appropriate here as well. So, friend to all, too powerful. Too powerful and not worded. It's not. It could be worded better. I get what they're going for. It just needs to be implemented differently. And then I don't think we need to go over this, but here is oh.
Okay, folks, I gotta go for tonight, but before I go, let's get this mini party started. Good luck to everyone else who ends up pulling boxes tonight. Let's go with one box of each.
One box of each. All right, here we go, brother. I'll use what's down here. All right, my flumpy friend. This is what you're getting out of your box of Dragon Heist. You're getting bubble wrap! Yay! 3 pieces of bubble wrap! Alright, out of this brand new brick that we busted open. A brand new busted brick. We are starting off with an apprentice wizard. Apprentice wizard. Ooh, nice. A Cambion Devil. A Cambion Devil. So this is more like a half devil to a tiefling, where you have a half dragon and a dragonborn. So like this would be the half dragon equivalent. Then we have Renair Neverember. Renair Neverember, an uncommon piece. Oh, come on now. There we go. And then you have a large figure here, a large uncommon crocodile. A crocodile. What would you like out of this box, Trestaflumph? So you had the crocodile, a Cambion, Renair Neverember. You want the crocodile? Alright. And now let's pop open this monster menagerie. More bubble wrap! Yay! I have a big pile of on my desk that you can't see right now. I gotta get this under control. I have a problem. One day I might just go berserk and pop it all like a madman. An absolute madman. Alright, first off, we have an imp. An imp. Very nice familiar. IMP, imp. Hey, Derek, Trustaflumph has sponsored 2 boxes. So we just cracked open a Dragon Heist, and now we're cracking open a Monster Menagerie. Hey, Perugia. Yeah, we're looking over the Dungeons and Doggies rules supplement. Next up, we have a Strahd zombie. The arm is supposed to be detached and on the base. A Strahd zombie. After that, we have Illydia Methelin. Illydia Methelin. Come on now. Well, you can see a picture of her. She's the uncommon piece in the middle right hand. There she is. Or, my dear friend, you could walk away with a large, rare Minotaur. A Minotaur. Oh, come on. Camera, don't focus on me. Oh, that's who you wanted? Excellent. Minotaur! All right, I will put it in your box, sir. So a minotaur and a crocodile, trust a flump. And we will replace. So here is a dragon heist. Whoop! I got to take the sticker off. Trust the flump. Last time I greased the wheel, folks got Xanathar. Good luck. Well, if you got to go to bed, man, I guess you'll find out if someone sponsors this next box, what it'll end up being. Does the ability not end like the spell? I know. Yeah, it doesn't, Perugia. It is overpowered. It is overpowered, even if it's not intended to be. Be well, Trust a Flump. See you around. Everyone, make sure, if you don't already, give D&D Time a look on Twitch here. The letter D, the letter N, the letter D, Time. D&D Time. Hey, Pouty Lips, I would love to be in that position to do so. And not just for a monetary reason, but because I know that I would be helping so many more people continue to enjoy the game, get into it, think differently about the game, and help build our base of role players and of stories that we can share from our tabletops. But you know what? If it's going to happen, it'll happen. It'll happen naturally and over time. I definitely don't want to force it. Because if I force it, I'm going to lose the connection that I've had with all of you who have, you're new, you're old here, you know, whether you're a subscriber or not. And I want to make sure that we're having this nice, solid, steady, but organic growth together. Alright, so the Cambion, the Apprentice Wizard, and, oh shoot, what was this guy's name again? I forget. Anyway, these pieces are in the general population now of available minis, which I have to update on our Discord, but they're there. And Perugia, yeah, since you got in here, friend to all, this is how it's worded. At 17th level, you're infused with a divine aura of friendship and camaraderie. Any creature that wishes to target you with a hostile action or attack must succeed on a wisdom saving throw against your spell DC. If it fails, it must select an alternative target or lose the action. With the way it's worded as well, hostile action could mean I just have very strong words against what you're saying or thinking. And so if I might hurt your feelings with the things that I'm saying, then I would have to make a wisdom saving throw. I would also have to make the same wisdom throw if I want to, you know, nuke the town that you live in. So it, you know, it could be very broadly interpreted. It might be a nice part 3. Okay. All right, Derek. So this is why I as we go over this, I want to make sure, don't discourage yourself from writing custom content for your own game. Throw your ideas on paper and put it out there. And then have your friends play test it and maybe rib you a little bit. That's fine. But without subjecting it to play testing and other opinion and community building, then we can't improve on what's up here. because this could very well be your write-up for your custom stuff. So I want to make sure that we're not coming across as hostile, like, oh man, what are these guys? A bunch of scrubs. Whatever, man. You don't know D&D, man. But, you know, think broadly about it. And what are the ramifications? Yeah, even though it's 17th level, and that is technically epic level in 5th ed, that is very powerful, Perugia. Bad Luck Bink says, honestly, I love what you're doing here, Medimorgs. I may not be able to watch all the time, but you're so genuine that I try as much as possible. From one streamer to another, I know how difficult this can be, and just, aw, thank you, Bad Luck Binks. I sincerely appreciate that. And you know what? I'm sorry that I did not know or remember, if I did originally, that you also stream. If you want to talk a little bit about what you stream, you know, who you are and what you do, you're welcome. And you know that you are welcome on our Discord to post anytime that you stream content, so you let the rest of us know, right? Because, heck, if I can raid you or host you, I'll do my darndest to try. Ooh, pardon. Virtuous Overlord. Yeah, I need to get my Faithbound playtested as an NPC, PC, and enemy. We'd have to make wisdom saving throws if we're being hostile. Exactly. You know, you look over and you're like, Jeff, I really don't like those socks that you're... George, I don't like your socks. Derek says, dude, bro, that's like totally harsh, bro. You gotta chill, man. Just chillax. You haven't brought it up? Alright. Well, you're welcome to do so. Look, I am not just the monarch of this community. If anything, I'm a medium through which you all can meet each other, not just me. And if I can help you in your streaming, let me know. Because you're here, you're spending time, and you went out of your way at that compliment. If I can help you in return, please let me know. You play video games a lot of times, and I stream whenever I like to play that day. Oh, gotcha, Bad Luck. All right. Yeah, that's right, Perugia. Hey, you son of a nice person. That's right. At level 17, instead of friend to all, it's just like perma-smug. Perma-smug. You're the king and we are the parliament. So that just makes me a figurehead? That's fine. We all know who really puts the work in here. I will be an ally one day, Virtuous. Oh, so, speaking of the, I put it out to my cast and crew to talk about it a little bit earlier. Speaking of going over content here, I do want to offer this to you all in the general workshop. So if you have opinions, or heck, if you want to use this in your own game or something similar, if it works out for you, it works out for you. Unfortunately, it doesn't copy over the formatting, and it took a little bit to get used to the formatting here in Discord, but eventually I got it. Okay, so if you want to tear into it, look, I think it's only fair. If we're going over playtest material of other people, I should also open myself up for critique, for a little bit of a lighthearted ribbing or suggestions or alternatives. You can use Markdown if you like. Isn't that what I was doing, or am I confusing terms?